All right, so this video is going to be about how to reserve a sneaker at Dick's Sporting Goods, DSG. This video is about how you can reserve a sneaker at Dick's. Now, the thing about it is this: it can be easy, it can be complicated. As of January 27th, I'm taking a look here. Today, we had ourselves some nice little mild heat, right? Everyone's looking forward to February 17th. We got the Jordan 4 Bred reimagined dropping. It's All-Star Weekend. That happens to be Michael Jordan's birthday, turning 61 years old. But before that, we also have the Jordan 3 Craft Ivory. I want to say that's February 2nd. February 3rd, that's retailing for $210. I'm looking forward to these as well. But today, depending on when I drop this video, so it might be the 28th. But anyway, on January 27th, we had the Jordan 1 Dunk Low Pro Court Purple. That was retailing at $115, which I thought those were going to sell out, and they did. They wasn't an instant sellout. A couple of sizes went instantly when it was released on a sneaker app, but ultimately they did sell out. And then we also had the Jordan 6 Yellow Ochre that's still sitting. I think the only size that sold out on those yellow ochres, the 6s, I want to say was a size 16. Could have been a 14, but it was either the 14 or the 16 that had sold out instantly. Other than that, you know, they're available and they're sitting. And I want to say those are going retail for $200. So right off the bat, let me know. Did any of y'all go for, I know Sneakerhead Game, a couple of my people actually did hit on those Court Purples, and I'll be honest with you, I actually like both of those sneakers. I think they're dope. I would have gone with that Dunk, that Court Purple, but man, we have so much heat dropping this year. You know, your boy got to be a little selective on what he's going to go for. Maybe I could spin the block, you know, and catch him, you know, and if I can get a good deal on him, I'll cop him. But first, let me know if y'all copped anything today. All right, so there's a lot of talk about the Jordan 4 Bred reimagined. Highly anticipated shoe. It's a hype pick for sure. That is going to drop. It's going to come for us. But there's been all types of chatter and all types of rumors about we having EA, about potential shock drops. Of course, you can always hit your raffles. I've been hearing different numbers when it comes to stock numbers, as far as high as 500,000 pairs, all the way down to 200,000 pairs. But I do think this is going to be a medium difficulty cop. It's not going to be as easy as what some might think, because I think a lot of people are going to double up and triple up on this shoe, which is going to make it a little bit more difficult to obtain, but not impossible. You put in your footwork, and that's what this video is about. If you put in your footwork, you will be able to cop this silhouette. All right, so this video is talking about how to make a reservation at Dick's Sporting Goods. So for those of you that don't know, in addition to JD Sports and Foot Locker and other places where you can actually reserve, I wanted to tell you a little bit about reservations. So we're just gonna kind of go through, you know, a few steps. First step, number one, you don't have to put any money down, right? So it doesn't require you to drop any money up front. Even for some of these raffles that you hit, you know, that you apply to, the only way you pay the little raffle fee is if you actually hit or win on that sneaker or that silhouette. Other than that, you don't have to put any money up front. The second thing is, it really should be this easy. I'm going to show you how easy it's supposed to be, or how easy it can be, and then I'm going to show you how difficult it can be as well. Watch. Now, obviously, it really should be as simple as you go into Dick's Sporting Goods. As soon as you walk through the door, as you can see here in the picture, there should be somebody standing right over here like a greeter. These are typically, depending on the store, you walk in and you're going to see a greeter there, and they're there to greet you. Hello, how you doing today? And you can start with the greeter. This is the simple way. Hi, I'm here to reserve a sneaker that's about to release. And the person who's greeting you at the door, they're gonna know exactly what you're talking about. They might have access, they have a clipboard. They might have it themselves, or they will refer you to either a cashier or the sneaker department, and everybody knows what's going on. And as soon as you get back there, they're gonna ask you, you know, the sneaker that it is, let them know the Jordan 4 Bred reimagined, and they're gonna have like a clipboard there with sizes on it. They'll take a look at your ID, they'll ask you what size you want to reserve. Like I said before, there's no money down, you don't have to worry about anything like that. And they'll just go ahead and kind of mark it off, probably get your phone number, mark it off, and the day of the release, there's a time frame, there's a window, but the day of the release, you go to the store. They may give you a wristband, or they can give you a little ticket, or they might not give you anything at all because they have it written down. But this is the easiest way for it to go down. Nice and smooth. On the day of the release, there's a window that you have to get there in advance. They reserve it for you, but then they open it up to the general public after a certain amount of time. Don't quote me on that. It can be after the first 2 hours the store opens, but that's called having a reservation. But it can get a whole lot more difficult than that. Let me show you how. All right, well, I don't mean to laugh, but you know, this can happen. This can happen to you. So you're gonna hear me repeat a word, and the word I'm going to use is patience. Have patience. Have patience with everybody. But the complicated way. This is the complicated thing that can happen, and it can happen to you, right? Because it's happened to me more than once, and it's happened to friends of mine. But you walk inside the store, and the greeter is not going to know what you're talking about, which is fine. It's okay. So maybe you go to the cashier, or you might even find a manager or someone just working in the store, and then, you know, that it may ask, you know, can I help you look for something? And you tell them, I'm here to reserve a sneaker that's coming out. I have it on the app, and this store is releasing it, and I'm looking to pick up this sneaker or reserve it. This is just the reservation part, and they're not going to know what you're talking about. And then you go to the sneaker department. These are the people that work in the sneaker department, so they should be, you know, updated on what's happening and what's going on. They're not going to know what you're talking about. And then eventually, if you have patience, ask to talk to, you know, whatever supervisor is on the floor in the sneaker department, and they will actually have some information. And if they don't, you know, politely, you can say, I've ran into an issue like this in the past. Just check your emails. I'm sure it's sitting in the email, and you'll know what I'm talking about. And I've had literally managers, supervisors that would say, all right, stay right here. They go in the back, they check their system, and magically they walk out with a clipboard, right? And they actually know what I'm talking about. And they're like, all right, I printed it up. Thanks for sharing that with me. But sometimes you have to inform them what's going on, right? But don't give up so easily. Have patience, and you can still obtain this. All right, now one of the initial first steps behind reserving a shoe at DSG, honestly, is really going to be getting on the website and taking a look. The website is going to be very detailed. You go to Dick's Sporting Good, and on that website, it'll actually tell you some information about this reservation for that particular sneaker. I've done quite a few of these, you know, a couple of pickups. Honestly, I've even done them for shoes I didn't really know, but they end up sitting, which means that they were available anyway. But, you know, just to kind of have that security of locking in your pair, it is what it is, right? So I still like to do my reservations. Now, I mentioned that there are some time restrictions to where they don't hold this shoe for you all day. They have a window for you to pick up. And if you time it right, depending on where you live and your location and how close DSGs are to you, you can actually double up or triple up if you want to. And it's not just with this sneaker, it's any sneaker, but there are like some restrictions, some things to pay attention to. All right, so one, when you get onto the website, it's gonna have a drop-down list of your state, of what state that you live in. So I'm in Colorado, so I will select Colorado. And once I select that, there's gonna be a drop-down. It's gonna give me a list of stores in my state that's doing the reservation. Please note, not every Dick's Sporting Goods is going to be doing this reservation, you know, for that sneaker. So you really have to pay attention to that drop down list. And a little bonus tip to add, not only do you gotta pay attention to that drop down list to see if that particular store is doing a reservation, but also pay attention to the fine print, because I have also noticed that some stores won't have all sizing. Some stores may have size restrictions to say, hey, we don't have men's sizes here. This is grade school only, you know, so that's something else to pay attention to. But once you actually go through all of that information, it actually tells you there on that drop down. It actually shows you what store is doing it. And as I mentioned before, if you time it the right way, because there's a window for you to pick up on the day of the release, maybe you can go to this store and grab a pair when they first open, and then go to this store and grab a pair, you know, and if it's, you know, close, you don't have to drive 2 or 3 hours to the next store. That's a way for you to double up on this silhouette. Let me know in the comment section down below if you ever had any issues reserving a pair, if you have gone to Dick's Sporting Goods and reserved the pair and everything went smooth, or if you had any issues at all, or if you've never done it at all and it's something that you'd like to do in the future. In the meantime, I appreciate you guys for tapping all the way in to your boy.